to my presentation of the intent and impact of a unit of work experimenting with line in expressive arts and design. Processes within this presentation are drawing, and the theme is line. The children in reception will experiment with drawing processes to create different types of line and to start to develop personal, artistic and creative development. However, Hickman 2005 demonstrates the need for teachers not to teach about artists and their work, but to teach children about basic artistic skills that will develop their creativity and understand of artistic processes. Drawing is a direct form of communication and active method of creativity, Uyghur 2017. The skills that drawing incorporate are hand and eye coordination, fine motor control, and it improves concentration and engagement. Drawing increases problem-solving skills, uses practical inquiry-based pedagogy, Ambertarsky 2023, and the value of drawing to help anxiety and well-being, Scott 2021. Line. Children develop creative and artistic development through drawing and gain kinesthetic pleasure from the process, Lowenfield 1947, cited in Uyghur 2018. Scribbles are the foundation of drawing and the start of forming recognizable lines and form structures, Kellogg 1955, cited in Kugela et al. 2015. There are different types of lines. There are straight lines that demonstrate structure, stability, vertical lines, horizontal and diagonal. Curved lines have more of a sense of movement, create energy, create a sense of softness, and can be wavy. Gesture lines are more expressive, that include dashes, dots, and stippling, which also help to create form. Hickman 2005 writes that drawing aids the development of expression and helps thinking. This includes children's creativity development and the development of critical thinking towards responding to different types of artworks of their own and their peers. There's an importance of recognizing art as a tool for emotional development for young children. Children's drawings can influence emotional development, Davis 2018, Krugela et al. 2015, and Lin et al. 2024. The intent of the unit of work is to introduce the children to lines as a fundamental element of art, to develop fine motor skills through mark making, like drawing. Encourage self-expression by using lines to represent movement, emotion and objects, to explore patterns and textures using lines in different materials. The early learning goals are tied to the intent. Through physical development, expressive arts and design, mathematics and understanding the world. They are also mentioned in my medium-term plan, in which there are several cross-curricular links. The key principles of the EYFS within my medium-term plan are to encourage imagination and creativity, exploration and experimentation through the development of drawing skills, and to include the children's development of self-expression, to foster the creativity and imagination through the communication of drawing, DFE 2023. Another important element of my medium-term plan is to evaluate and look at my key values and pedagogy as a teacher of art, as it underpins and influences my current pedagogical approach, Watts 2021. I like to value the children's artistic knowledge, their skills, and to develop art education. I want to offer stimulating art experiences which will be demonstrated to help children understand basic art processes, rather than about an artist themselves. I want to value individuality, Eisner 2002, which also looks at children's cultures, lives and experiences. To value the children's voices, giving children time to articulate their feelings and to respond to their own and others' artworks. To foster creativity and imagination in an inclusive environment, Majid 2023. It is important to have an inclusive art classroom where all children are included and feel valued. I want to make lessons fun where I am able to show my own love of art and my subject knowledge of art. Uyghur 2017. Eisner 2002 highlights the teacher's responsibility to develop artistic development in young children. My inspiration for this medium-term plan was a quote from Paul Klee. A line is a dot that went for a walk. When I saw this quote, I was inspired to develop a plan to look at line and how you can develop children's thinking within the concept. I was also inspired by a visit to Kew Gardens where I was able to see within the environment different types of lines within these leaves. The context of the medium-term plan in early years education is juxtaposed upon a system that is full of formal lessons in which children are expected to sit and have no hands-on experiences. It is also juxtaposed against a system in which art is placed low on the hierarchy of lessons compared to subjects such as English and maths. Robinson 1996, cited in Scott 2021, emphasises the problems of art education's position within the school structure, but this plan is highly influenced by the Reggio Emilia. My medium-term plan involves 6 lessons which have different aspects of expressive arts and design, such as music, movement, and art. I will collect the evidence of children's progress through photographic evidence and the collection of their work. The children's learning will be highly influenced by collaboration, experimentation, have cross-curricular links, and use other elements of expressive arts and design. I am aware, however, of challenges that I might meet, such as the children's participation, keeping motivation high, and the children's needs within the classroom. However, within my medium-term plan, I have put measures in to accommodate these challenges and to support the children within the lessons. In reflection on my professional development, my medium-term plan is influenced by the teaching standards, in which I set high expectations which inspire and motivate and challenge pupils, and plan and teach well-structured lessons. DFE 2012, Watts 2021. I made 3 crucial decisions within my planning of this medium-term plan and that will influence the implementation of the lessons. I wanted to use artists' work to increase the children's art education and exposure to a range of different artists, but not to get the children to copy their work and reproduce a replica of their work. I want to focus on processes of drawing and line rather than outcomes. There is a multi-sensory element within the lessons that I have adapted lessons for children's stages of development that are rich in hands-on experiences and have many adaptations for children's needs. There is a socio-constructivist approach where the children learn from each other, problem solve, develop creativity, and begin to develop self-identity as an artist. Hickman 2012. The assessment of this art medium-term plan highlights the difficulties presented on how to assess art within education and will need to apply subjectivity and creativity. Uyghur 2017. While assessing outcomes, I will look at the processes rather than at the finished product. I want to validate the children's learning through the expectations of having self and peer assessment of the work. I will observe skills development while the children are drawing, rather than looking at the outcome. I will observe the process and observe how the children express their ideas and handle the tools. Here is my reference list. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and I hope I have been able to successfully show and demonstrate my medium-term plan